Hello and welcome to Tiny Destining with Emma and Lisa. You're back.
I'm back. Well, no, you're back.
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back in Vermont.
Yeah, I'm always here.
You're always here.
And I'm often at this very spot in the kitchen, sitting eating my breakfast. So it's her who's back.
I'm back.
But I'm back on Tiny Destining.
I know, you're the most popular guest ever.
No.
Everybody loves it when you come on Tiny Destining.
Hobbs
Hobbs is outside today, but Phineas is here.
We have a special guest dog.
Phineas, do you want to be on? Hello.
And he likes to be, isn't he cute?
This is Phineas. Phineas is blind and deaf.
Yeah. Emma calls him Helen Keller.
He's a little bit of a Helen Keller.
He's a little bit of a Helen
He
Keller.
looks really sweet and he acts like a puppy because he's very mobile.
He's really old.
But he's actually old.
And he's just standing up here on the, okay, here, come here. I know it's a little weird up there. You don't really know where you are.
Like, what is that? He just exactly what Hobbs does. He just kind of like flops over. He just whatever. Phineas is a Havanese.
Yeah, he's a Havanese and he's really cute and he's old.
He barks a lot.
He scream barks because he can't hear himself bark. So he scream barks. He's very bossy.
He is very bossy.
But he makes up for it in his complete adorableness.
I know, he's so cute.
He's
but
really
he doesn't see he can't see stairs. So when he needs to go, he can go down the stairs, but he doesn't like to go up the stairs. And when he sees this, he knows he's at the bottom. He just sort of goes,
but in a way that sounds like he's being murdered. Yes, I'm talking about you.
Even though you can't hear, we are talking about
he
you.
Is deaf as a post. He really is.
He can't hear anything.
He can't hear a thing. He can't hear a thing, poor little guy. But he has amazing sense of smell so that he knows that behind Emma is a cupboard that has treats in it for dogs. And I opened a bag of treats this morning and put it back in there, but I hadn't ziplocked it tight. And he was scratching at that door. And the treats are up high. Like, he could not have seen me taking the treats out of there, but he knew that that's where they were. And he scratched until I finally brought the chicken treats out and gave him one. And then he kept scratching. He's got an amazing nose, even more amazing than a regular dog.
I think it's because he doesn't have good vision or hearing.
Yeah, he's compensating.
Are you compensating? Yes, Mr. Phineas. Mr. Phineas.
He's really cute. He's really
cute.
Would you want to go down now? What do you think? Did you say
You've had
hellos?
your,
You said
your
your
time.
hellos. Okay, I'm going to put you down, all right? And you can flop back over on the carpet. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's display.
He was sploot.
What did he call it?
Sploot.
Sploot.
Likes to sploot on the floor.
Sploot. Okay, he just looks around. He doesn't know where he is, and then he kind of finds his way to the carpet. We just have him for 4 more days. He's just a visiting guest.
He's a guest. There he goes.
Oh, he's going.
I'm going to have to open that. Okay, I'll get you, Phineas.
He opened it. He knows how to open the door.
He knows how to open the door.
But you might want to shut it because he'll come back out.
Oh, you've been knitting?
He's something. He's yes, I have been knitting. She's talking from afar, but I have been not as much. But when was the last time we did this? Was it over Christmas? So I guess
it was in the winter.
It was in the winter. Yeah, when you were home for the holidays. Yeah, we did it in January. So I have done some knitting since then. I went in February. In early February, I went to Sherbrooke, Quebec, to its amazing yarn store in Sherbrooke, Quebec. I highly recommend it.
What's it called?
No, I can't remember.
We'll find it. Excuse me. We'll find it. We'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. Awesome knitting store. And they had this beautiful...
Did you make this bag?
Oh yeah, I made
Show
this
me your
bag. Yeah, this is my project bag that I made. See, I also sew.
You got some cool welts on that.
Yeah, so there's some... this is a little handle. And then these are pockets. And there's some rivets.
Rivets, not welts.
Yes, and then there's this piece that comes up. And then there's the insides. And
Cool. That's pretty cool.
This is something. Yeah, that is a sweater. And hang on. And then this.
Oh, you're almost done.
Yeah, the sweater's really close. So this is so this is what I got in Quebec. So it's a local yarn. It's a baby alpaca and a Surrey alpaca that I put together. I put the baby.
Oh, that's so
alpaca.
soft.
It's so soft. It's unbelievable. It's the softest yarn I've ever knit with, and it's alpaca, so it's got a nice drape, and it's a
Like one skein project?
No, it was more than, yeah, it was one, but they were big skeins. And it is,
It's like
like
scarf.
rivers. Yeah, it's a scarf.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
pretty.
kind of rivers.
And it's probably reversible.
Yes, it is. It's completely reversible.
Look
So
at that.
it's
That's
really
cool.
awesome. Yeah, it's great.
What's the
Emma will
pattern?
put the pattern in the snow. You know, Emma remembers all these things and I don't. I just think it might have had something to do with rivers. But
The pattern? I
Yeah,
don't know what
I
the
don't
pattern
know.
is called.
but if you had knit it, you would
Oh,
remember.
yeah, I don't know what.
I don't remember. I never remember. I truly don't. I just knit it and then it's gone.
You
I
named
wear
it Rivers yourself.
No, I think it.
Maybe it was
But
really
anyway,
called
it's
that.
a beautiful, like, very grayish
Kind of pink.
pink, but very gray, which you can't totally appreciate in it. But anyway, it's gorgeous, and I haven't blocked it yet, but it is done. So there's that. Then I made this sweater.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Oh, so pretty.
yeah. So what is this one called? Do you know what
Is
this
that
one's
skein deer knits?
called? Yes, skein deer knits.
Oh, I don't know what it's called.
Yeah,
But,
but
it's
a
really
good one.
fun. And it was cool to add your little mohair surrey, whatever
Yeah,
that is.
so I put Surrey in for the yoke, and then it was just white and green. The green is Briggs and Little. What did you call it? Swamp green.
Swamp green.
And
It's called khaki for Briggs and Little Heritage.
It's nice. Well, I think we talked about it before. I might have just had it on the needles.
Maybe. I don't think
in our
so.
last- Anyway, there it is. And then I didn't love that it was just white and green, so I did duplicate stitch and
orange.
with some orange, and I really like it. And I
That's
think I'll
cool.
do these ones here
Oh, yeah.
as well.
That's cool.
And then I did
That's
that on
so
the bottom as well.
cool.
And then I mistakenly left the heritage white that I have here that I put with the Surrey with a friend who I was teaching how to knit.
Uh-oh.
And so I just used 3 strands of just the pure Surrey
For the sleeve.
cuff,
That
and
looks
it's
cool.
fine, and it looks cool, and it's not as pronounced as this, but it's okay because it's the sleeve.
You should have told me I probably had lots.
Yeah, it was good. It didn't matter, but this is okay. Like it
looks great.
It's soft, and anyway, so that, and all I have to do is this is the second sleeve. See, I'm like really
So
close.
close.
I'm so close.
That's so cool. It looks really good.
I like it, and I made it so that it's quite boxy because I like it. I don't like it so much when they fit tight.
Not with
so-
the this is too scratchy. You
It's
need
too
to be able
scratchy.
to put a short long sleeve shirt underneath. That's why you
So I
made
made
a
it
roll
like Emma helped me with the sizing because I used a different gauge than the
and
pattern.
you have a
so-
rolled neck.
And I
which
made-
makes
yeah, I
it
made a
won't
rolled
be
neck.
tight.
And then I also this wasn't in the pattern, the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
The bottom stuff, so, or in the thing.
So
It was
you just
the top.
copied
So I just
this.
copied part of it and did it
Oh,
at the
it's
bottom.
so cool.
Yeah, it worked out well. But I do really like the way that it fits because it doesn't hug tight to the body. It clearly fits me, like it doesn't look too big, but it's boxy and it doesn't come right in at the waist. So I'm very excited to be able to wear it in 8 months.
Hey, I don't think it's gonna be 8 months. Summer is really short here. You could have worn it last week.
Maybe I'll.
You weren't here
I
last
could
week.
have, absolutely could have. I could have worn it on Sunday. We're going to talk about Sunday. We're not there yet. We're
Not there.
definitely
We're
going
not
to.
there
It's why
yet.
she's home. Part
They
of
all know. It's
yeah.
okay.
Anyway, it was amazing. We'll
I
talk
survived.
about that. She's here, but oh my God, she more than survived. and then on this one I'm working on for the summer because it's nice and light.
You've actually been working on this. You've been
I
knitting
have
more than I
been.
have the last few days.
And it's Church Mouse Yarns polka dot
That's
scarf.
so cool.
And
mohair.
it's 2 strands, one strand of mohair. And so it's
Look
this
at that.
big
That's
now.
so cool.
Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty.
Gosh, that's so
And this is just 2 skeins and it's 4 skeins, so it'll be
Are
really
you
long.
gonna
That's just a provisional cast on.
Are you gonna attach the ends so it's a big?
No, I'm gonna wrap it. No, it just has a provisional cast on so you can finish this and it lies flat.
Oh, I see. Okay,
See?
I see.
Because it's kind of a nice color, so it looks like maybe I was doing something with color, but I'm not. It's just gray.
I thought maybe you were gonna attach the 2 ends.
Anyway, it's Church Mouse Yarns pattern, and I think it's just called the polka dot scarf, and you can make it in a much wider and shorter version of this, but I like this, which
So
is
nice.
plenty wide, and it'll be really long, and then I can just wrap it, and it'll be
So light and fun.
yeah. And it's like once you get into the hang of it, it was really frustrating to knit with the 1 strand of mohair when I started, but then I got into the hang of it. And so there's that. And then, I have to show you that what Emma gave me for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah.
She
I
gave
probably
me,
already saw that.
maybe you saw it, but not in my hands. Anyway,
Yeah.
she spun
made
this
that.
for me. and
That's
I
from
really love it.
I think that's from Feederbrook. I think that one is from Feederbrook, but I'm not positive that. Oh no, that's not from Feederbrook. That's from I get it at Rhinebeck every year, and it's like really nice, and it's not very expensive fiber, but it's like really well dyed.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I'm not really a color person, but I'm thinking of what I could do with it, like in a yoke.
Oh yeah,
With a base color.
you could even make like a vest with like color work on the whole vest. Probably if you did it with like white or even black, because it's a big skein.
It is a big skein. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'll come up with something for this at some point.
The woolly thistle is having a vest knit along. I
I
think
saw
it's
that.
starting right now. I should knit a vest. I'm not knitting a vest.
I have some Sandnes garn that I got to make a vest. Not the Peer Gynt, but one of the other ones. It's alpaca. Alpaca 1 or alpaca 2. They have the alpaca 1 and alpaca 2. I think it's alpaca 2. Anyway, it's nice because I love the drape of alpaca, even though it doesn't have the same resiliency and stretch that sheep wool does. I really love the drape of it for certain things, and so that's why the scarf I like that scarf is from alpaca, because I love once it's blocked, it's going to drape really nicely.
I made you a baby alpaca wrap once that was huge. Do you remember that?
Not for the one for Erin.
No, I made it for you.
Oh,
Like 6 or 7 years ago when I was in grad school. This baby alpaca, I held it double and made a really big wrap. It's a huge scarf. It's beige.
No.
Maybe you made it.
I didn't make it.
I think I made it. I think I did
didn't
make
wear
it.
I don't have
Yeah,
it.
you have it. It's huge and it's baby alpaca. It's just like a beige wrap.
No, I made a light purple one that you.
No, I made it for you. It was way before that.
Truly, I don't have it. I don't know what that is. I think you gave it to someone else.
No, I've seen you wear it so many times every winter. You put it on. It's huge and it goes around your neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one that goes around. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge, big. Yes.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's that
I
huge.
made that.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I think I made it. I'm not sure if I gave you the yarn or if I made it.
No,
I
I
think
didn't
made
make it.
I think I made it.
I didn't make it. So you.
I
must
remember
make
making it. I
Yeah,
made
it's
it.
not. When you said it's a wrap, I was thinking that it was a big square thing,
it's
or
like a
triangle.
scarf.
But yes, I love that
made
thing.
that
Yeah,
when I was-
that's also really, really soft. Oh, I love that thing.
When I lived in Reapy, I made that for you. I remember knitting it in my dorm room at Penn. Yeah.
No, I like it. I it's great. It's a really warm thing. So, and it is. Alpaca's nice and warm. It has a good drape. In a sweater, sometimes it's not as resilient as you want it because it can kind of stretch out. But sometimes a vest, you kind of want it a little slouchy. I like my vest to be kind of slouchy.
It's not so bad.
So slouchy.
Well, I've been making socks.
Yeah, and in the meantime, before she pulls out her socks, you have to hear about her
Oh yeah, I ran
marathon triumph. It was a triumph.
I did. I ran a 6-minute personal best. So I ran 3:50.
She ran it in 6 minutes.
Yes, I ran the marathon in 6 minutes.
6 minutes, 26.2 miles in 6 minutes.
This is what I did the week before the marathon. I made this pair of socks.
These are really nice. What did you use? Daughter of a Shepherd or
I
something?
showed this. Yeah, I made them in Drover, and I showed them.
It's nice.
Last time I came on the channel, I think, because I had finished the Flourish socks.
I haven't touched these.
And I wasn't sure. Maybe I hadn't even started them, but I definitely pulled the Drover off the shelf. And this is the Tea and Scandal socks from
Helen Stewart.
No, it's from Olivia Villarreal. Maybe I talked about it on the Woolly Thistle Shopcast, actually. I probably did because this is a Woolly Thistle yarn. So this is, Drover by Daughter of a Shepherd in the colorway Penny Ghent, which is the middle colorway of 5. They're all natural colors.
So I just want to say that Daughter of a Shepherd.
Oh, it smells like wool, for sure.
It smells so good. I made that Daughter of a Shepherd sweater.
Mm-hmm.
And it still smells
it's
so
really
good
good.
whenever I put it on.
So I haven't blocked these yet, but it is a lace pattern. It's pretty simple. And the way that the pattern is written is toe up with a fleagle heel, which I don't like. So I just used the chart and knit it from the cuff down. So it's identical.
Perfect heel.
Yeah, both of the heels are perfect.
It's
I
a
did
perfect
a really
heel.
good job.
Like
on my
really
heels.
like a comfortable heel. Like you could wear this and it would be comfortable and also strong. You can tell that this is very strong.
I know. It's 3 plies. It's definitely strong.
It's very strong.
It's a little bit thicker than some sock yarns, but it is really, I'm excited to block it. And I will show you next week when I'm back with my sock blockers. I almost texted you because she was in Canada last week, but when I got here, but to see if you had sock blockers, but I just decided to wait.
Do.
I didn't know where they were. So
they're in with my knitting stuff.
I probably could have found them.
I have a new little cabinet from IKEA that has all my knitting tools in it.
But yeah, I finished these. I finished the first one on the plane, and then I finished the next one. Bug. Like 2 days later, because I was at home. I didn't have a whole lot to do with knitting. So yeah, it's fun, and I just put the chart. But I probably could have done it all the way around, but it's not written for that, and it's written. The pattern is like, I don't remember. I think it was a multiple of 6. So I would have had to do like 60 stitches or 66 stitches instead of 64. And I just didn't feel like caring that much about.
64 is your regular?
Yeah. And so I was just like, I'll just do a panel in the front. Anyway, then it goes faster because all the back is just plain knit. So this was pretty easy.
Which is way more comfortable to wear, quite frankly. I would not want this at the bottom on my
Well, you wouldn't put it on the bottom, but you'd put it on the back.
Oh,
like
yeah,
around
right,
this.
right.
But yeah, you definitely
No,
wouldn't
this
pattern
is
the
good.
bottom.
This
I never
is
patterned the bottom of a foot.
No.
But this, yeah, it was a really engaging knit.
Clearly, I don't knit a lot of socks.
It was, I was kind of bored by the end, but I was like, you have to push through. This is what it feels like when you run a marathon.
Yeah, everything is about endurance. I mean, like, she's so freaking inspiring when it comes to just willpower and endurance. It's unbelievable. And watching her run that marathon, because I got to see her at 5 spots on the course. I saw her 5 times.
Including the finish.
Including the finish when she was coming down the chute. And it was just incredible. She ran the whole thing with a smile on her face. She looked awesome. You never, even when you got to like that last hill on Main Street, you didn't look done.
I felt done at that
I know,
point.
but you didn't look done at all. You were like smiling,
7 miles left. I was so done.
Pumping her fist, and just everybody. It was great. We had so much fun. We had a really fun. We should put the picture up of the sign.
Oh yeah,
had a really good sign.
Where is it? Don't you have it?
It's in the garage.
Oh no, it's a picture of Hobbs, and it says Emma Squirrel.
I didn't make it.
My neighbor made it.
I contracted with my
Michelle made it.
Very good sign maker friend, neighbor Michelle, to make it, and it was totally her idea. And it's pretty awesome, and it got as much love from other spectators as it did from the runners, but a lot of the runners would see it and smile and laugh, and it was really
You did a really good job.
It was a good one. There were some other really, really good signs.
Well, Margie and Andy, our other neighbors, made me a sign that said "Climb every mountain, Emma," and had a picture of. Well, Margie just drew a picture of a nun with blonde hair like me when I was 3.
Because Emma was obsessed with Mother Superior.
I dressed up as her for Halloween when I was 3.
And she blessed people when she went to the door.
Blessed everyone.
Yeah, people would give her the treats. She was 3. People would give her the treats, and she would say, "Bless you, my child."
I think Dad told me to do that because he thought it was funny.
Somebody told you to do it, but it was really, really funny.
It was either Dad or Andy.
It wasn't me.
It was probably Dad.
It was really,
thought it was funny.
It was really funny. Yeah, so
it was a good race. Oh my gosh,
it was a really great race. And she bested herself by 6 minutes, so that was pretty amazing. Like quite a bit under 4 minutes.
In
4 hours.
Philly,
quite a bit under.
I guess I think I went out more conservatively in Philly, and I had more in the tank at the end because I negative split there.
Right, you had negative.
But here I didn't. I went out a little bit too hot, and I knew that I was going out too hot because at the beginning there were 2 parts that slowed me down. But I still split a really fast mile at the first mile, and I was like, uh-oh. But I couldn't really slow down.
Well, and it's so exciting when you're in your hometown, and
it was okay. I still had PB. It was fun.
You were on track. Because of your early splits.
I was probably on track for almost 3:45.
3:40 something, and then it kind of
tanked
crept up a little bit. Well, you didn't exactly tank because you came in at 3.
Felt like I tanked.
On your watch, it was like 3:51. 3:52, I think you were 3:52.
My actual time was 3:53:49, but My watch time was 3:51.
Yeah.
Because
So I wouldn't
ran.
call that tanking.
It was a long course. Well, I definitely had a big positive split. It wasn't huge, but
Her cousin who ran the half, and he was
this
sharing
was so
the half.
funny. So the course is 2 loops, and it's a figure 8, which is very confusing.
You got to run the course twice, in other words.
So first of all, you have to run the whole course twice, and second of all, you have to run up this hill 4 times because it starts there, and then you go to the south
One
end,
loop
you
goes this
come
way,
back, and then you go up
and one
back.
loop
It goes
goes
up the
this
same hill.
way.
You go to the north end, and Matthew, the first one, ran so fast, he came in 3rd place.
He came in third.
Yeah. Well, the other 2 guys ahead of
overall.
him were running the marathon, and he was just splitting a half with my
But he
cousin
came
Eric.
in like third, right
he was in
behind the
3rd
number 2
place.
guy, who was right behind the number 1 guy. I mean, these guys are like Olympic.
Yeah, they were really
They're
fast.
Olympic runners.
They were like under
they qualify
220.
for Olympics, and he was with them
Yeah, he's really fast.
for half of the marathon. But then her
Well,
other cousin,
because Matt was so fast, they thought Eric was a first leg runner.
yeah. So they thought
Because they saw him coming and they were like, he's slow. He's on his second loop
they
of
thought
the
he was like a
course.
6-hour runner, and so they sent him the wrong way. So he did the
It wouldn't have even
two.
have been a 6-hour runner. He would have been like a 4.5 hour runner.
Yeah, because Matt was
fast.
so fast. Matt was done in 1 hour and 11 minutes.
Yeah.
like the half.
Which is like a normal time for a normal person to run half of a half marathon.
Half of a, yeah. So they thought when Eric came and people were directing you to go,
And he
like
had
the
a
south
relay
loop
team.
or the north loop, and he had a relay
Like a
bib
bib.
on, and he was confused because he's
Well, he knew. I told him 3 times you have to turn right first, and then you come back, and then you go all the way up and turn left.
yeah, and
he
they
saw the
and they
signs.
directed him,
But he was like, they told me to go that
and
way.
he's way too nice. He's
Oh, yeah,
like
he wasn't going to correct them.
He's the
Be like,
nicest person on the planet.
Sorry, the first person in my relay team came in 3rd place. I am, in fact, the 2nd runner on my team.
Yeah, he really did need to say, my partner finished the half in 1 hour, and I am the 2nd person.
Yeah.
But anyway,
He'd
so-
never run a half marathon
so
before.
he'd never run a half marathon, and he ended up
was-
running the 2 north loops, which were the longer loops.
He
so
was the
instead
sub.
Of, yeah, he was the sub.
He tapped in. My aunt was supposed to run, but her knee was
But her
hurting.
knee was bad, so he wouldn't even train for it, and he ended up having to run 15 miles.
He's a really good biker.
Because he went went twice around the North Loop, because when he came back up Main Street for the 2nd loop, they were like, well,
he's
obviously whatever in some weird
It would have
other
been-
dimension. So they sent him down the North Loop, which would have been the right
Again.
loop for that part, but he never did the South Loop. And my sister and nephew, the one who had finished the half marathon, were waiting on the South Loop for him.
They never saw
with
it.
signs and everything, and they thought they missed him. Then they were really worried. They thought he collapsed or something terrible. So they came. Finally, they came, and then I didn't know where they were because they were taking forever. And I'd already seen Eric, and I'm like, how come they're not coming back? I didn't know that he'd gone the wrong way because, anyway. So they came back, and I'm like, oh, thank God you're back. I was really worried about you. And they're like, but what about Eric? And I'm like, well, I've seen him twice.
They were like, oh, he's still alive.
They're like, well, why didn't we see him? And
How
I'm
far
like,
before me did he come in on finish line? Like 10 minutes? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it would have taken him extra time. So he probably wasn't very far.
Yeah, because he
I probably
was
almost got
slow,
him.
B, he went 2 miles longer than he was supposed to go.
Because he was on the first loop. Oh no, Matt would have done the whole lot. I probably almost caught Eric. Or no, he might have almost caught me when I was on the 2nd loop, but I already would have been on the 2nd loop by then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
would
got
have been so
confusing.
funny. It was confusing.
On that stretch because there were people because everybody comes up that stretch 4 times to do loop, loop,
And it's on a
and
huge
then again
hill.
loop, loop. And there's a really broad range of runners in this marathon, like these guys like my nephew who are super, super fast. And there were some women in that group too who were really fast. And you can sort of see like they're running fast. They don't look like the other runners.
No.
So the people doing the directing for the most part knew like, oh,
could tell.
this is a fast one. This is where they go.
Because Matthew was on a relay team. They didn't realize.
But yeah, but
Eric
then
was-
when Eric comes up, and he's not running like those elite runners, but he's actually on kind of the same pace as the elite runners.
Yeah,
at that point, because he's coming
he just
right
started.
from where he started, so right where Matt
They
finished.
just assumed.
They just assumed, that he was really slow, and
Poor guy.
because he in no way looked like an elite runner. Like he wasn't dressed like an elite runner. He wasn't Like nothing about
He
him
didn't have
said
super shoes
elite.
on?
Yeah, he didn't have carbon plated.
Matt bought new super shoes for the race. They were
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah, the shoes that make you fly. But
Neverland.
he's such a good sport. I mean, he didn't even complain about it. I mean, he was a little.
He was probably the most sore of all three of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Despite the fact that I ran 26 miles and Matt ran 72-minute half marathon, I think Eric was the most sore of all of us.
Yeah. Poor guy. And then, we dosed him up with Tylenol and ibuprofen and sent him home.
Yeah,
But
a
anyway,
lot
it
of
was a
drugs.
triumph for all. It was just kind of, I felt really bad for Eric, but he did it. He did it, which is kind of incredible because he's.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
He's
a good
he's an
athlete.
endurance cyclist, but he's not a runner.
His legs could not take the pounding. It's very hard on your body to run.
I'm sure he's still really sore.
He said he was still sore on Strava this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure he's still really sore. Anyway, but it was fun. It was perfect weather. It was
really nice. It didn't rain.
In the 50s. It kind of started in the 40s. So
It was perfect.
but no rain, and so the spectators just had a lot of layers on, so we could kind of take them off as the day went on. And at one point, the sun came out.
Oh, I was so mad when the sun came out. I was like, "Go away!" And then it did one
But
way.
she got her wish because she said she wanted it to be cold, and it was cold. I mean, I had tights on under my jeans, and I had I had 4 layers.
Perfect
on.
for me. It was nice and cold.
It was the runners looked great. I got to say. I mean, I think they were really appreciating the fact that it was not hot,
Yeah, I definitely
and
appreciated that.
and also it's a great spectator race. So there's just like the whole town comes out to cheer for the marathon, and so
I saw like everybody I knew.
it was.
I was so surprised at how
great.
many people I saw. Like some of them don't even live in Burlington. I was like, "Oh, you came home for this." It was Memorial Day weekend, so there were a lot. But like, I saw my old track coach twice. I don't think he recognized me.
Well, he wouldn't, because he would never have expected you to.
Yeah,
run a
exactly.
marathon.
I know he wasn't very nice.
Well, you weren't really very serious as an athlete back then.
No, I was not really interested in track, but I did do it.
You did.
3 whole years. I only quit 2 of the years.
Yeah, you did.
I finished 1 whole track season.
One she did, but under duress.
No, it was because my neighbor was on the team, and then she could give me a ride home from track practice, and we were friends. So
And she didn't
why.
like to take the bus home, so she stayed on the
Well, you
track team
couldn't-
so she could get a ride home with Sam.
You couldn't really take the bus home after track practice.
No, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
instead of taking the bus home after school,
after
which you would have
school,
done, which
yeah.
you hated, you
I didn't like
stayed
that.
to run track so you could get a ride home. Those were her
It was a
priorities in
lot-
high school.
It was a lot easier to take the bus in the morning because the bus came all the way to the south end, and then in the afternoon the bus didn't go all the way back to the south end. Like, because the high school's in the north end, and so they would take all the north end kids back to their houses, and they would take us downtown, and we'd have to get on another bus.
Do you see how she used to be? You see the transformation. She used to be lazy. Like, she used to be lazy. She
was
used
not
to be
lazy at choir practice.
Okay, but even then, you didn't practice.
I went to practice every
went
day.
to
No, I
practice,
did
but you-
practice. I only did it when you guys weren't home,
Okay.
which was every day after school.
Okay, so fair enough. But in other ways, like the whole
profoundly
idea
lazy.
of walking to school, for instance, when it was walkable distance.
I couldn't walk to high school.
No, but you could have walked to
I
Edmonds.
did walk to Edmonds all the time.
No, you didn't, because we
did.
dropped you off at that back door
Sometimes I
times.
walked to Edmonds, and in the winter I didn't walk. It was too cold.
No.
I walked to
Whereas her
Edmonds.
brother,
You walked him every day.
every single day. But
You didn't walk me.
I would have walked you.
No, you had to go drop Ian off.
Oh yeah, I had to drop Ian off, right? Because he was in daycare.
Sometimes I walked, but sometimes like I was not.
That's
I was
different.
like beefing with like other girls in my class, and they would be walking, and I didn't want to see them while I was walking.
She had a complete and utter personality transformation. She used to say about hiking, we'd say, well, why don't we go for a family hike? And she'd say, I'm not a nature girl.
I am now.
You changed.
I changed.
She changed. Proof that people can change. Like
changed.
diametrically, like 180 can change. She
Yeah, I
also
didn't like
was
hiking.
really terrible at crafts, I gotta say.
I know. I was never terrible at knitting.
Zero patience for crafts of any kind. Even the knitting, you had no patience for it.
I did knit though. I learned how to knit.
You knit all those little squares. I still have a
Yeah.
bag of them.
I
But
know.
no, she did knit, but she didn't have. She didn't have she didn't have a lot of patience for. But she had no patience for other crafts. Like I would make cookies and I'd give the cookie decorating equipment to her and her friend Lauren, who was kind of like my surrogate daughter.
Lauren was much better at cookie decorating.
Well, Lauren she took pride in her creations.
Yeah, well,
and you
Lauren's
were just
a
like,
doctor.
I'm done. And Lauren would be like, Emma, I don't think you're done. And you would be like, I'm finished.
It's a pretty good Lauren
just
impression.
gonna go sit down on the couch and read a book. She wasn't lazy about reading at all. Read a ton.
I also wasn't lazy at choir practice.
No crafts.
I was really committed.
You were committed. Committed singer, committed reader. Definitely not a committed athlete.
No.
And definitely not a committed crafter. And I think now you kind of like...
Yeah.
You're different.
I'm different.
You're different. You changed.
I changed. I got bored. I don't know.
Nobody could have ever made me believe that she would be doing this kind of thing or running marathons. Like never. Yeah. I never would have believed it.
I wouldn't either.
Nope,
I wouldn't have thought it would do that.
Not my daughter.
I made another pair of socks. Well,
these
one
ones
sock.
are really cute. I love. Oh, these are the Helen Stewart ones.
Yeah, this is the Studiolo socks by Helen Stewart.
I love these.
They're so cute. I think I was talking about this last week on Tiny Desk. Well, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Because I brought the yarn with me because I wasn't finished with these. So I brought this yarn, which is Lorna's Laces.
It's Lorna's
I think I got these from somebody at Woolly Thistle Yarn Swap. Like it came into my possession in a way I'm not totally sure how that happened. It's like a peachy pink.
It's a nice color
really
for
cute.
Socks, yeah.
And like you finish the little cuff and then the whole rest is vanilla, which is kind of fun. So I just finished the cuff of the second one. So now it's just plain old vanilla.
And it's not long, so it's not a lot of vanilla.
Yeah, it's a little bit
nice.
less on the leg than normal.
I actually like the color.
Me too. I thought it was sweet.
Yeah.
So
my sister said it reminded her of the little bobby socks that we wore when we were little girls, and they would have like kind of a trim on them. And
yeah.
They are kind of they were a bit of a nostalgia trip for us.
So I think that the lace will spread out when I block it. It kind of reminds me of the Love Note pattern. You know, the Love Note sweater with the little hearts.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of similar to that, although that one has yarn overs I think in every row. Maybe not. I can't remember.
It's a nice little lace pattern. I like it.
Yeah, it's really cute. It was not very hard, and I had fun knitting it. So that was fun. Studiolo socks, very simple. Once you get there's a little bit of confusion in the lace pattern because you have to like move the end of round because it's a half drop pattern. So like it moves by half.
Yes.
Like frost flowers.
Yes.
So you have to.
You have to be paying attention.
You have to be paying attention.
Yeah.
But I also brought home this sweater project, so you can guess what it is. I've been working on it for ages. It's my pressed flowers cardigan. And
you're getting close.
I finally finished
Oh wow.
So I was done with the body up to the sleeve split, and then I was working on the back.
I love this.
So I finished the back, and then I did both fronts, and then I started the sleeves. So it's a whole cardigan. And you can really, I mean, like, I don't know if the yarn dye lots were really different, but I think that it just looks really different when the contrast color changes.
Yes.
Like, that's what that line is. It's not necessarily the cobalt. It might be a little bit, but like...
No, only a little.
There's a really, like, I feel like this skein in the middle here was just lighter, but like...
Yeah, you can. There is a coat, but because you've got this other color going on,
it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so
it looks great.
It's pretty cool. I really like it.
Oh, it looks great from the back. It's gonna fit great.
Yeah, it's gonna fit great. And I was like a little bit worried about running out of the cobalt because I only had 4 skeins, which is why I chose this pattern because I was like, there's so much. It's mosaic, so there's so much knitting with the contrast color, which is hand spun.
You have a ton of.
Yeah, I have lots of this.
You made that one?
I did make this.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were 2 skeins and there was tons of it.
Wow.
So I won't run out of this either, but because I just started the second skein. But it was like, and actually I think there was a third one, but it was kind of a crappy skein because I didn't do a good job with plying. But I thought I was gonna be really low on this, but it turns out I'm totally fine because I'm like halfway done with this skein and I'm starting the first sleeve, and that's fine. I was just worried there wouldn't be enough for the like button band, and I maybe was just gonna do an I-cord bind off, but it's fine. I didn't, no big issues. And
you don't necessarily, you could, if you needed to, do an I-cord bind off because you don't really need
doesn't really
buttons.
needs to close.
Like I think it looks really good like that. I never
Yeah.
Yeah, like I definitely move between thinking that a sweater needs buttons, and that's just such a gorgeous sweater.
It's so pretty.
It just speaks for itself. Like, you don't need buttons on it.
Yeah. So I might put some plain buttons on it, but I might not. Do you want to be on my show? Well, I thought it was going to be like...
doing it already?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on. It's okay. But I have a cardigan that's made out of Wensleydale that's super drapey. And I thought this was going to be like that, but it's not, which is good.
It's not. It's drapey.
No, it's not going to.
No, it's
not as heavy.
When it's blocked, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Like, I don't know. I think I just needed to like work. I like needed to get back to it because it's a really easy pattern and it's kind of fun. And like, I just needed to get past I always say the point of no return when you like when you get past like the whole body and you're just working on the sleeves and you're like, oh, now I have like, I can see the finish line.
Yeah.
Like me in the marathon, I ran a lot harder when I could see the finish line.
Yeah.
Bless you. The allergies are really bad. I thought I was getting sick last week, but it turns out I'm very allergic to this actually. This is like a very...
Is that the one you're allergic to?
Yeah, and I was knitting it yesterday and maybe you're allergic to it too. That's why I
might be. I think I am.
There's a lot of mohair in it, and I don't think it's very minimally processed, so it's not that clean, which is fine. It's not greasy. It's just like there's like dander, goat dander.
I think I am allergic to this sweater.
Yeah, well, I think when I wash it,
it'll be fine.
it's gonna be fine because I'm not allergic to wool. Like, it doesn't give me hives or anything, but I do sometimes put on a mask when I spin and comb.
Did you spin that?
This one, yeah.
No, you didn't spin the
this.
cobalt.
No, this is
and
from
it's got quite a lot of organic matter in it. Like, it's not super processed.
No, it's from Yellow Dog Farm in South Hero, but I don't think they're around anymore. I bought this at Must Love Yarn, which is our local yarn store here, like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe
I'm
longer.
picking some organic matter out of it.
Yeah, vegetable matter.
I like the vegetable matter.
I used to collect
There's a lot of it,
I used to
actually.
collect it in a little jar when I lived in the dorms. I had this tiny little snifter
yes.
that I got from a professor.
Especially the Briggs and Little.
Yeah, it has a lot
It's full
of
of organic matter.
So this is really nice. I really like it. I think I'm gonna enjoy wearing it.
You will.
Next year.
And people will enjoy telling you how beautiful it is.
Yeah,
It is gorgeous. It really is.
If I go to Rhinebeck, maybe I'll go my Rhinebeck sweater, but I might not go to Rhinebeck this year.
Now, that was when I first saw it when you went to Rhinebeck a few
Caitlin
years
wore it.
ago, and I was like, wow, how did she make that sweater? Because it looks kind of like
Caitlin's is gray and it has-
netting.
Yeah. Caitlin's used gray for the main color, and then she used also a hand spun for the contrast color, but hers was like more pinks and reds. It's really, really pretty.
It's really
That's
pretty.
what made me want to knit this. It was funny. I was like, Caitlin, I'm knitting that cardigan. She was wearing it this year. Like, I hope you don't think that I copied you. She's like, oh, you inspired me to knit this other sweater that I'm working on. I was like, that's so nice. We swapped.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, it's Rhinebeck, so this person must have made that sweater.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't not wear a hand knit to Rhinebeck. But I was like, wow, how
Also,
did she
Caitlin
make
is
that?
amazing. She processes. She has a drum carder, and she knows how to spin too.
Well, and I think the thing is, because of the way the color work, the mosaic stuff works,
yeah, it's
whatever
really
that
pretty.
is, it really looked like it was a net.
Yeah, it looks like a net.
It looked like a net with like somehow with these little flowers.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's just amazing.
It was really genius. And then the woman who did it, she's from Vermont. Her name is Amy Christophers. She made it like she made a sock pattern, a shawl pattern, a cowl pattern, hat pattern, vest,
I think it was mitts.
pullover, mittens, like everything. She put it on everything. She did an Andrea Mowry and put it on everything.
Yeah, which is smart because it's such a
It's
cool
smart.
pattern.
And then you can do it if you prefer to do it in the round. You can do it in the round, but if you prefer to knit it flat, there's like a lot of things like this. The sleeves are in the round, but this is a pattern that's actually easier to knit flat because you have to purl a lot more if you're doing it in the round, whereas you just knit back and forth. Like all the blue rows are just
which is the
garter stitch.
opposite of the way that it usually is.
Right, exactly. So knitting it flat is actually preferable. So now I'm knitting in the round, but the sleeves are not that hard.
Yeah, it's sort of not my style, but I would love to knit something like this someday.
It's really cool. Well, they have other mosaic patterns that are like a little bit less. They don't have flowers. Like Andrea Mowry did the tessellated.
I know that tessellated
one's
one is
pretty.
nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
That
But
one's
if I
pretty.
did something like this, if I did it in gray with
Yeah, you could probably black and white.
black and white, gray and white.
You could do like dark jewel tones. That would be cool. It's really nice. I like it a lot. So
It's nice.
I'm happy to be getting it done.
So are you just gonna knit socks this summer? What are you
Well, I'm
gonna
gonna knit this.
You're gonna finish this.
Yeah, I'm gonna knit a lot of socks. I'm gonna knit what Helen Stewart is gonna have a new pattern next Thursday. So in 1 week. So I'm really excited.
Is that a subscription thing that
Yeah,
That's
so
fun.
I
That's
finished the flourish socks in like under 2 weeks. So then I knit 2 more pairs of socks because I also knitted a lot of socks during taper because I was sitting at home and had a lot of energy, so I knitted socks.
You weren't running. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will probably keep knitting socks because they're smaller. I have at some point I have to finish the pink sweater.
I have to knit things in the summer that aren't hot.
I know. That's the nice thing about socks.
Last summer I knit a bunch of sweaters, and it was kind of amazing how many sweaters I knit. But it was our first full summer with the heat pump, and so it was really cool inside, and so I was able to knit in this house. But if I went anywhere else, I couldn't take my knitting with me because it was just too hot. But I like to sew, so I'm on a bit of a sewing bender because I do both. And so I got a friend of mine was cleaning out her basement. She had some incredible fabric and she just dropped it off. It was all wool fabric, really beautiful stuff, Margie. And so I gave some to a friend of mine who's an actual seamstress.
Anna? Oh, she's really good.
Yeah, she makes beautiful tailored things.
Anna's Phineas' mom.
Yeah, Anna's Phineas' mom. And then I kept some for myself, and I make bags, like, you know.
Oh, next time I'll show the needle case that she made me, but it doesn't have any needles in it. She made me a custom needle case because I made it out
of this same color.
I only use really small needles, like I don't use needles like above a size 8, so I don't have any tips over that size. I have a couple fixed needles over that size for occasional use, but I really don't knit with big yarns, so
yeah,
all my tips are that small. So the new case is like much smaller and more compact, but
it's like an envelope.
It fits, like it's gonna fit all my 3, 4, and 5 inch tips plus all the cords.
And and it has 2 pockets. One is open, and then there's a pocket in front of it that's a full zip pocket. So there's like the little pocket behind the zip pocket, and it's a decent sized pocket, so
it's gonna fit all the cords.
Yeah,
easily.
The pocket is a perfect size for cords.
Yeah,
I was so very pleased. I came up with the pattern. I kind of took inspiration from a much smaller project that had some of the same construction features, and I was like, I could do
making
this.
The card wallets.
Yeah, like the little card wallets.
Yeah.
So we're making these little card wallets, and I thought, oh, if I grow this. In fact, I hadn't made a card wallet yet. I was just looking at the pattern. And when I looked at the pattern, I thought, I think this is what I've been looking for a pattern for Emma's needle case, because I had also like seen other needle cases, and I made
you made a maker's roll for me.
I made a utility roll.
Maker's roll, yeah. The utility roll, that's what it's called.
Which was fun to make.
It's perfect. And you made one for you and one for Carrie, right?
I didn't make one for myself.
You just made one for Carrie.
I just made one.
You don't
for
have
my
any
sister.
tips. That's right. You use fixed needles. It's
yeah,
not the same.
I need to make some things for fixed needles. But yeah, I've been, and so every time I would come up with an idea for the needle case, it was just like too complicated, and because I would see one. There's one at like Espace Tricot in Montreal. Beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's made also with leather and waxed canvas. I just use waxed canvas.
Oh, it's probably threaded maple.
No, I think it was their own. They came up with their own, and then they have somebody in Montreal making them.
That's cool.
They're gorgeous, and they're like $180 or something. They're very expensive, and it's sort of a 4 flap thing.
It's like $100 USD. No, it's not that
not
little.
Anymore. It was for a while, but not anymore. So I looked at it on the website. I didn't see it live, but I looked at it on the website. I looked at what the dimensions of it were on the website. I sketched it out. I tried to figure out how I could do it, and it was daunting. And so I never got there. And then I saw this little card wallet, and I had a pattern for it. Well, I mean, it's not a pattern. It's like rectangles.
Yeah. Still a pattern.
But it tells you the size, and then there were instructions. And I'm like, this could work. So I sized it up, and I did some different there were a bunch of design features that I changed.
So cool.
Yeah, I think it worked
It's
really well.
so cool. I'm so excited to put all my needles in it, but I didn't bring them home.
And it's sturdy. Like the Spouse
projects.
Tricot one was leather. I do use leather.
sturdy.
Like this is a leather bottom, but
This is leather. This is suede.
yeah, this is suede.
This is
and
all
then
from
this is
those
smooth.
scraps that came in the Toronto leather
when we went to
shops.
Toronto. Yeah, I won't be doing a lot with leather until I get to Toronto again because that was a really good deal. Was buying those leather scraps, but
That was cool.
yeah. Anyway, I figured out how to do it this is wax canvas, and so I used exactly this color for it. And did I put? Oh, and I put that really cool print in.
Yes, I'll show it next
like
time.
It has the almost like the sort of dandelion flowers.
Yeah, it's
almost
really
on it.
cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's
Oh,
pretty.
it's so good. It's like so portable. You can take it everywhere.
I wanted it to be portable,
Yeah, you can
and
put it in
I also
my
wanted
bag.
it so that the tips would not fall out of it. So that was another thing, was like how to design it so that when you close it up, that the tips were inside as opposed to being on the edges, because sometimes
Fall out.
anyway they could fall out. So I wanted to make sure that. So I put an envelope structure thing over the top of it and a snap.
Yeah. No, I also have a tips wallet from Hohi, the Hohi bags that you got for me several years ago, but
Oh yeah.
it only holds like one set of needles. So
Yeah, she
I
needed
have
24.
three.
She needed room for 24 tips.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
Yeah, 8 in each.
yeah. There's 8 in each set. So
the 3
because I go through from 2
inch,
through
4
8.
inch, 5 inch.
Yeah, and I have a 2.5 tip for all of them,
Yeah.
except the 3 inch. But
Yeah,
that's fine.
so it was 8. I needed 24 slots.
Yeah, so it was
It was
a
fun to
project.
make. It was fun to make. I'm not going to make another one, I don't think. No,
Maybe
hardly
not.
any. I mean, I don't know people who knit with tips. Like, I would make one for Carrie, but she doesn't knit with tips. Although Carrie could. She could decide she wants to, but I don't knit
Yeah.
with tips. I knit with fixed.
I prefer to use fixed needles because I have so many of them. So that's always my first choice. But I don't like, I've also been knitting for such a long time that there's just like, sometimes you just don't know where something is. Like my studio is big and like, I don't really know what projects are there. Sometimes there's just projects like hiding and you're like, oh, that's where that needle has been for 3 years.
Yeah.
Or like it gets stuck in the chair and you're like, oh, that's where that needle has been for 3 years. Like you find them and you're like, is this one even mine? Like, what if someone left it here? Like you used to live, like, you know, I used to live with you. We lived with another knitter. Like you don't even know
Yeah.
it's yours. So
Yeah.
the tips definitely help. You always know where everything is.
Early on in my kind of like adult knitting career, I got tips from Knit Picks.
I have knit picks tips. I had them for a while, but I knit so fast that I got the lacquer came off of them.
Yeah, and I also found, this is what I don't like, the join
Oh, it was
is
terrible.
not perfect. Like, I know the join is
Xiaogu
perfect.
is so perfect.
I know they're perfect on the Xiaogu joins, but the joins on those Knit Picks ones were not perfect. And so if you were knitting something tightly, like socks,
Yeah,
because I was
socks
doing
were-
magic loops, so I'd put my big cord on, and then it would just get. It drove me crazy
Yeah.
because it would get caught on the join, the yarn did, and it just made me nuts.
Well, so sometimes they were always made of wood, and I sometimes broke them. Like they were so
Yes.
thin.
Yes, I broke
Like the
several.
size 1 is so thin. I broke. You could sit on it. You could just accidentally knit too hard and it just snap.
No, I did, and then I got a few that were metal, but still the joints were the problem.
Addie wasn't. Also the cord
the
with
cord
Addie
is
would get
like-
kinked like that,
really-
whereas this like has one little, maybe 2 little kinks in it. But I've probably knitted 25 pairs of socks with this needle.
Yeah, you
So-
can't. I mean, I know
And
you
it's
pay a
still
lot of money
fine.
for Chow Goose, but I will not knit with anything
It's
except
fine.
Chow Goose now.
Like I can still knit with this. It has a couple little kinks, but people think they're unkinkable, and I'm like, you haven't met me.
Well,
I will make it
I was going
happen.
through all my needles. We have this new place in town that's a consignment secondhand place for arts and crafts supplies. It's so great. It's called The Makery. It's amazing. In fact, it's a young woman who was working for quite a while at our local yarn store called Must Love Yarn, and she started this consignment place called The Makery. And it's in a really cool part of town, and she's awesome, and it's a great space. And so you can bring your stuff in to consign it, and you can get store credit for the stuff you bring in, or you can just donate the money to them. because they do all kinds of arts and crafts camps for kids and stuff. It's a really great space. Anyway, oh my God, they have so much stuff in there, and people, it's unbelievable what people have in their houses, as you can probably guess. Whether it's like yarn or fabric. Like, she had to put a stop on people on fabric coming in for consignment because she was just overwhelmed with fabric. And then somebody brought in beads, like those little glass beads, those beautiful glass beads, like seed beads, but the ones that you can knit with, like I've knit with them. I mean, we're talking like a store's worth, like truly a store's worth. Like, she got a big, huge, it's tall and it spins, display thing that she could, just with slots in it. Well, I don't even know what it's for, but the bead containers, like the vials.
Like the little vials of beads?
Yeah, and she's got tall vials and little vials. I mean it, like thousands. Like over 1,000 of these vials of beads. Crazy. And they're beautiful. I couldn't help myself. They were like 50 cents for the little ones, and I was going crazy. I'm like, well, how many scarves am I going to make with beads? Like 3 more? I have enough beads to make like 100 scarves now. And
give some to Monica.
And I used my like store credit so it's like free.
Yeah.
But anyway, this started because I was cleaning out the basement, and I was cleaning out all my craft stuff. I mean, things from when she was little. Not a crafter, but I tried.
Tried hard.
I tried so hard, and I kept trying. So I had all kinds of cool stuff that was not well used because she wasn't much of a crafter. So it was perfect for the makery. So I cleaned all that stuff out, and it was good stuff. And then I went through my knitting stuff, and I thought, you know what? I'm never going to use these needles ever again. I'm going to use the Chow Goose, and maybe occasionally I'll use my Addies. So I don't have that many pairs of Addies, so I'll keep the Addies and the Chow Goose, and I got rid of all my Clovers. Okay, this was back in the day. I mean, those cords they're thick. Like they're like really three times the like circumference of these. And they're clear plastic, and they're hard as a rock. And they were always hard as a rock. Like that, they are old, has not changed how much flexibility they had.
No.
And anyway, I always knit. I knit them on them, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought they were the best.
So did I.
So they
were the best. You could get them at Ben Franklin.
Yeah, so that's where we got them. Clover,
Cascade
needles.
Cascade 220 and Clover fixed needles at Ben
They
Franklin.
had it at Ben Franklin. So I took all those Clover needles, and I used my gauge to figure out the size, and I put a little piece of tape on each one to say what size it was, and I took all that stuff in, and I had a huge bag of patterns, like from the 1980s, like Rowan, beautiful books, Rowan patterns. Gorgeous, but I'm never going to use them. And all these needles, and then a ton of yarn, like individual skeins of things that I'm never going to use. And I had a massive bag, like the huge garbage bag size. And fabric. I had fabric from when you were a kid, like things that I used to make for you, like pajamas and stuff. And yeah, I got like $250 in store credit. So much stuff. But oh my gosh, I go in there like once a week just to see what's there, and I can't even believe what's there. And like I bought some Brooklyn tweed there, like I really needed it. But I went in there, and she had just got it, and she was just putting it on the wall. Like there's the good wall, and then there's the wall that has like the acrylic stuff that's like 25 cents.
Good stuff.
But then on the wall, there's the good stuff. And because she's a yarn hag, she knows what the good stuff is and what the good stuff isn't. And so she's really, really great with yarn. Like she has it perfectly curated. Yeah, it's amazing. And anyway, she had just put some Brooklyn tweed on the wall, and I said, Ariana, I cannot believe you have that. She goes, I know, get it now because it's going to be gone in 5 minutes. And it was,
you got it?
Yeah, it was like $5.
Oh, wow.
For, like shelter, Brooklyn tweed shelter. And I got like 3 different colors of individual skeins, but I use it for color work.
Yeah, shelter is really nice.
It's really great for color work in anything.
It's also really expensive. It's like
super expensive.
$18
It's
a skein now.
a skein. So
it used to be $12 a skein, maybe $11. Inflation has really
remember.
hit Brooklyn
like
tweed.
that. But no, this was like $6. Not off the skein, like full skeins of some of them. There were some discontinued colors. Anyway, awesome place, and I go in every week because I don't know what. I just never know what kind of treasures are going to be there. Zippers, I was making something with 7-inch zippers, and I went in, and she had like a trove of 7-inch. I don't know why. Like, of all the size zippers, somebody had just brought in like 20 7-inch zippers in all different colors, so I just took them all. I bought them all. They were like 25 cents each.
It's cheap. It's smart.
Anyway, and she's awesome, and it's an awesome place. And so if you're ever in Burlington, go down to Pine Street to the Makery, and you will be very happy that you went in there. And if you're from Burlington, take your stuff in, because Ariana will be very happy to have it, and you'll get store credit, and it'll be like you get to be a kid in a candy store. Anytime you're down on Pine Street, you can just pop into the Makery and like basically get free stuff. It's great.
It's cool stuff.
It's great.
I've never been there. I still haven't been there.
Every town needs to have one of these things. People have told me since I've mentioned it that, oh yeah, I used to live in such and such a place and they had this, and we've never had it, and I wish we'd had it when...
We have one called Scrappy More, but it's not like that. It's not curated. It's great. I take a lot of yarn there, and they always love it, but... And I buy buttons there because they have bazillions of buttons.
Yeah, no, she has tons of buttons.
It's like, it looks like a place for children. Like, it's, a lot of it's like kids' crafts. It's not...
no, she has that too, because she wants everything. She doesn't want crap. Yeah. But she wants everything.
But she probably sorts it really well.
She sorts it, and it's all the fabric is by color. I mean, and so was the yarn. Like, she's really
smart.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, she's good. She's like she has a very good vision for what that should be. Yeah, it's like the difference between a great consignment clothing store and one that is consignment, but it looks more like a thrift store. And you go into a consignment place for clothing, and everything's in, like, it's organized by size but also by color, and it's clean. Like, that's where you buy.
Yeah.
And that's what the Makery's like. Like, she's organizing it in a way that makes it easy to find what you want. Plus, she knows everything she has, but she also does it by color and size, and it's extremely good.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite place. Yeah. My favorite new place.
Heck yeah. Wow, we've been talking. It's 56 minutes.
Oh my God.
I know, right? It's amazing. It goes fast, right?
Yeah, because I just talk. See where she gets it from.
I know. It's okay.
I always give her a hard time about being talkative.
I'm taking a break.
I'm the
good.
talker.
I'm really tired. You can tell I keep yawning because I just am tired still. But my legs feel okay.
You earned it.
I did earn it.
You earned it.
I know. Oh, but we haven't really been knitting that much this week, but I have been knitting in my recovery bed.
I knit while I watch hockey because the
Oilers are still in it. I think it's going to be Oilers in Florida again.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
As long as the Oilers win this time.
I shouldn't say it. I probably jinxed it by saying
but
it.
I don't know. I don't think that Dallas is going to force a game 6 or 7.
Yeah, but the Oilers just lost one of their very best guys.
Connor McDavid?
No.
Draisaitl?
No, Zach Hyman. He's really, really, really awesome. And he's he's injured and he's having surgery today, and he's not coming back. And that is a massive loss for them.
Connor McJesus.
No, but Zach Hyman is like the heart and soul of that team as a human being.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
I mean, he's a great player, and he's like amazing checker. Has a lot of hits, but.
I love that we celebrate that. Like, we celebrate the guy that's really good at slamming the other guys.
It's a clean hit. He's a clean hitter.
It is allowed.
It is. And it's clean. And he's clean. And he's just an awesome guy. Everybody loves him. But he's like the heart of the locker room. And
it'd be like losing Ted Lasso.
It would be.
I mean, Ted Lasso's not a player. He was the coach, but still.
No, but who would be the player on that team that you would hate to lose? Sam. It would be like losing Sam. Yeah.
So sad.
To a broken arm. I think he broke his arm. In a hit.
Oh.
Ironically. A bad hit, though. A bad hit from one of those stars. Those Dallas Stars.
I don't like it when a team that's from a warm place is in the NHL playoffs or finals. I just think it's wrong. Like, this is Florida. Why is the Florida hockey team winning the Stanley Cup and not the Edmonton team where it's cold?
Where hockey is supposed to be.
Important.
Yeah, well, anyway, even without Zach Hyman, they looked pretty good last night. And so, we'll see. But anyway, yes, I've been knitting while I've been watching hockey, because if I can't watch it all the time because I'm way too intense. I get really, really nervous, and and really, I just
She's an Oilers fan.
yeah, and I can't,
Lifer.
I go crazy. I am a lifetime Oilers fan, so I have to be doing something where I can't look at the TV because I think I'm going to jinx them also by watching. I know it's
Just listen on the radio.
No, I kind of need to then look at the replay. Like when they score. Sometimes I see it in real time, but often I don't see it till the replay because I'm just listening, but I'm just trying not to watch because I know I'm going to jinx them if I watch. It's crazy, but everybody feels this way.
Everybody has their ticks.
Everybody has
with their
favorite
favorite sports team.
I know, it's such magical thinking like me, could be in charge of the Oilers.
I think you should be the manager, the way that you yell at them. I think it would be inspiring. Come on, boys. Let's go. Get it together.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Well, Matt, my cousin who runs really fast, he actually lives in Alberta. It's going to be crazy. I mean, he lives in Calgary, so they have a different hockey team, but they're not in the series, so
The Flames.
Edmonton is, Calgary is probably behind Edmonton now.
No, never.
You don't think so?
Nope. They're like, it's like
that
the
would be
Red
like Red
Sox
Sox
and the
and
Yankees.
Yankees.
It's like you cheer for the team that's playing the Oilers. You
Yes,
know? It's
that's
like
true.
If you're a Flames fan and vice versa.
I cheer for whoever is playing. the Yankees.
Whoever's playing. You cheer for
The
whoever's
funniest
playing
thing
the.
about
So I think Calgary might actually cheer for Florida if that's
wow.
if that's the rematch that happens for the finals, because I can't imagine somebody in Calgary ever cheering for, except this year there's this whole Canadian American thing, so sadly
yeah,
they
so
might
maybe.
in principle they might cheer for the Oilers because they
Canadian
have
team.
to, because it's the Canadian team.
I mean, if it was like, I can't think of an alternative, but like if I had to cheer for like the Yankees over, I don't know, some team that offended me in some way, I would also, I was going to say the Montreal Canadiens.
Well,
but
the
they're
irony
a
is,
hockey team.
like most of those guys who play on, like, whether it's the Stars or the Panthers, they're most of them, many of
They're
them,
almost all Canadian.
they're Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a Canadian team, but
They just live in Florida.
yeah. But there's some, prominent American players like the Kachuk brothers and people like that who are American, who
True.
we kind of love to hate,
Yeah.
not because they're American, just because they're the Kachuk brothers. Which is a terrible thing to say. I don't like that guy. I don't like either one of them, but you're allowed to have hockey players that you don't like.
Most people hate my team, which is the Leafs. So
The Leafs are cursed.
I made Leaf socks for Jeff, and then they got cursed.
See, you caused that.
I caused it.
You caused
with my
it.
socks that I made for Jeff.
No, everything causes the Leafs to be a sad, tragic mess of a team.
Oh my god.
They break your heart every year.
They made it to the second round this year, and then
they folded.
they folded.
They just
so
imploded.
hard. Oh, it was so sad.
It was really, really bad. It was really, really bad to watch that happen. And I cheer for the Leafs. Even though the Oilers are my team, I do cheer for the Leafs.
Yeah.
And, oh God, that was really painful. That was just really painful, but it was also kind of inevitable. Anyway, this is turning into
I know. Now we're talking about hockey. It's okay. They've all stopped watching if they didn't care about sports.
No, sorry.
I should put a disclaimer like you can stop watching now if you don't want to listen to us talk about hockey.
Yes. Yes.
But we're gonna keep knitting while we watch hockey. I actually always watch the finals games. I go to the bar and I watch it in the bar, like down the street from my house that has Heineken Zero, and I watch it with Nitin. I remember
That's
the
like
final
when I was in
last
grad
year.
school, because I was in New Jersey, I would go. There was a bar down the street from the graduate dorm that I was living in, and because there were no computers or anything.
Yeah, you can't get an illegal stream.
Times, yeah.
Or a legal stream. They play legal
no
streams
such
now.
thing. And so I would go to the bar, and sometimes I think I maybe even occasionally went by myself.
I went by myself once.
Because that was when the Oilers were huge.
Yeah.
Huge. In fact, I was in England doing my dissertation research, and my boyfriend at the time, who was back in the States, who was also a graduate student but in something else, called me at
long distance,
like in London, to London, And it was like the phone was in the hall. It was this sort of women's dorm that I was living in. And one of the gals in the hall came and said, there's a phone call for you. And I was like, oh my God, like
Someone's
something terrible,
dead, yeah.
something horrible has happened.
And it was the Oilers.
No, it was that, well, yes and no. But he said, I just want to tell you, you got to sit down for this. Wayne Gretzky's going to the LA Kings.
Oh, no.
And I nearly died. I was like, oh my God, like how could that ever happen?
Gretzky.
How could it ever happen that Wayne Gretzky would go to LA? I couldn't believe it. I thought he was kidding, but nobody would pay that much money to call London to joke about Wayne Gretzky being traded to the Kings. It was true. And I still remember it. I remember it like it was yesterday, like in the hallway at, Crosby Hall, listening to Craig say they traded Wayne Gretzky. He wanted to be traded to the Kings. That was what made it even worse, was it wasn't like against his will. Like he asked to be traded to the Kings. Oh my God. Nobody's ever gotten over it.
When Johnny Depp went to the Yankees and he had to cut his hair off and he didn't look like Jesus anymore from the Red Sox. Oh, that destroyed me.
Johnny Depp?
Johnny Damon.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. No, not him. See, clearly I don't even remember it. It's Johnny Damon. Johnny Depp.
I was like, I don't think Johnny Depp was playing for...
He wishes. No. Johnny Damon. I had a T-shirt that said Damon.
Mm-hmm, you did. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So you were sort of sports fans here.
Apparently, we're only hockey.
Apparently, mainly only hockey.
Sometimes we watch basketball.
Yeah,
because it's exciting.
It is exciting, and right now it's also happening at the same time as hockey, so it's really hard.
Literally, just stop watching as soon as the commercial comes on. You turn to the other channel.
Yeah. All right.
Lots of knitting.
That's it.
Hope everyone's enjoying watching hockey and knitting.
Cheer for the Oilers.
Go Oilers.
If you start watching hockey, make sure you cheer for the Oilers. Just don't watch the game.
You're going to jinx them.
Yeah, don't watch it. Just listen and knit.
Anyway, thank you for watching. This has been Tiny Desk Knitting.
Go Oilers.
Go Oilers. Bye.
Bye.